Okay, welcome to the Other Westmore book study portion of our semester. This is my most favorite part of this class. So we are going to read the book, The Other Westmore, written by Westmore. I have two options for you to get through this book. I have a free audiobook, or I have a PDF version of the book that you can print off and read. I don't know what your preference is, but I wanted to provide you with both options depending upon what your choice is. All of these options are free, so you do not have to worry about purchasing a book. The first link here in the Other Westmore book study section is the audiobook site. I'll show you that real quick, and then I'll show you that I have done a little bit of work to make the audiobook easier for you. The audiobook is a recorded version of the book, but it is separated into 7 sections. I'm going to show you a photo of that here. I've taken a screenshot of the audiobook section. Now, these 7 sections that the free audiobook site is divided into, they're not clean cut. So they're not divided up by chapter or anything like that. It's just an hour for each section. And so I have gone through and written out for you which audiobook section or which audiobook portion, correlating these red numbers to the red numbers in this column, and which one the pieces of the book are in and the time frame. So if you, let's say, are getting ready to read chapter 5, you're going to look at the chart here and you're going to see that it is in portions 3 and 4. Okay, so you know that you're going to need to click on the audiobook site and go to the 3rd portion, 1, 2, 3. And you are going to start at 55:55, listen to the end. Then you're going to go to the portion number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to start here. You're going to have the start until 44:42. Okay, so that will be kind of how you read and maneuver through the chapters. The book study schedule guide that you see here on your screen is also in this link if you wanted to print it out. That is a easier way to print out for you. I just wanted to bring it forward on the main Moodle page for you to look at for quick and easy access in the future. This second link here is the PDF version of the book. If you want, you are welcome to print it out. If you do print it out, I would suggest scrolling through and making sure that you know what page number the book ends on. So there's a large portion at the end of the book that has information on resources for children in trouble. And so that takes up a lot of those 209 pages. So don't just sit down and hit print if you're going to print and read from the PDF version. All right, so this section here, the book study section, will kind of give you information on the book, how to access the book, all of that. That will be open for you for the remainder of the semester. But what we are going to do today is talk about session 11, because that's where we're going to get started. This is going to be the first portion of our book study. I have it outlined for you up here at the top, what you are going to be responsible for reading for this particular deadline for session 11. We are going to cover the introduction and part 1, and then we are going to cover chapters 1, 2, and 3. The assignments that go along with this book study, I have tried to chunk into chapters for you. And I've done that on purpose because I know that you may not have a solid 4 or 5 hour block to read through and to complete all the assignments. And so I've tried to chop them up for you so you can do a little bit at a time, and hopefully that will positively impact your time management in order to get this done. So each portion that you are assigned is going to have a corresponding journal assignment. The first part that you will do is the introduction and the part 1. And remember, that's up here in this chart, okay? So the listening or reading the introduction and part 1 will take you about 13 and a half minutes. And then you're going to complete the journal assignment. You know how to copy and paste in the entry box, all right? Remember, these are college level paragraphs. So when I grade, I should see college level paragraphs in each portion here. All right, I am going to show you that is the same way with chapter 1, with chapter 2, and chapter 3. And so for chapter 1, you're looking at 13:25 to a minute and a half into audiobook portion number 2. So we're looking at about 47 minutes for chapter 1. So this way you can kind of chunk it up. So you listen to 13 and a half minutes, complete a journal. When you have more time, you've got 47 minutes to listen to chapter 1 and complete the journal. Chapter 2, same deal. You've got about 40 minutes of listening, and then you've got a journal. All right, and each one of these journals, they're all due before the 8 a.m. deadline on July 11th. But remember, you don't have to sit down and do all of them at one time. I would suggest listening to or reading the portion that you've been assigned and then completing the journal and then going back and forth. And it's okay if you take a day or two to get through those. I hope that this is easy for you to process. I hope that this is easy for you to understand what my expectations are. You are familiar with journal assignments, which is why I chose to use journal assignments to get us through this book study. If you do have any questions or concerns, or you're not really sure what you need to do next, please reach out to me via email as soon as you have the questions. That way I can get back with you and get everything cleared up before we get close to the deadline. I'm only an email away, and do not forget, if you need help, I'm here. Just reach out.